Hi, welcome to Kingdom Seeker Circle. This is the 19th video in the series going through Matthew. We're still sitting with Jesus on that hillside. The crowd has already felt the weight of his teaching. One by one, he has taken commands that they knew well and shown that they go deeper than anyone expected. Murder isn't just about taking a life, it begins with anger. Adultery isn't just about an act, it begins with lust. The righteousness of the heart is not about managing appearances, it's about the transformation of the heart. Now Jesus turns to something that seems at first much smaller: words, promises, and oaths. But as we listen, we realize that even the way we speak reveals something about who we really are. So a reminder of this series is that we talk about what the text says, why it says that, and what stands out that gives weight to its context. So with that being said, let's begin. Jesus begins again with the same pattern the crowd is starting to recognize. Again, you have heard that it was said to the people long ago, "Do not break your oath, but fulfill to the Lord the vows you have made." In the ancient world, oaths were a way of guaranteeing truthfulness. If someone wanted to show you they were serious, they would swear by something sacred. I swear by heaven, I swear by the temple, I swear by the name of God. The idea was simple. Invoking something holy made your words binding. But over time, people became more creative with this system. Some teachers argued that certain oaths were binding while others weren't. If you swore by one thing, you had to keep your promise. If you swore by something else, maybe you could get out of it if you're lucky. So people began building complicated layers of speech, ways to sound truthful without always being truthful. And Jesus cuts through all that. "But I tell you, do not swear an oath at all, either by heaven, for it is God's throne, or by the earth, for it is his footstool, or by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great king. Everything people might swear by ultimately belongs to God already." He continues, "And do not swear by your head, for you cannot make even one hair white or black." In other words, you don't control the future. You don't control your life the way you think you do. And then Jesus gives the simplest instruction of all. All you need to say is simply yes or no. Anything beyond that comes from the evil one. The kingdom of heaven produces people whose words are simple and trustworthy. No elaborate guarantees, no verbal gymnastics, just truth. Yes means yes, no means no. So why does Jesus bring it up here? By Jesus' time, oaths had become a workaround for honesty. People treated ordinary speech as flexible, something that might or might not be reliable, unless an oath was attached to it. Jesus challenges that system entirely. He is saying that truthfulness should not require a special ceremony. If someone speaks with integrity, their everyday words should already be trustworthy. In the kingdom of heaven, honesty is not activated by an oath. It is the normal way we speak. So point 2 is to expose the heart behind manipulative language. This complicated system of oath-taking often allowed people to manipulate others. They could create the appearance of seriousness while leaving themselves room to escape responsibility. Jesus is confronting that kind of speech. When words become tools for deception, even subtle deception, the heart behind them is already drifting away from righteousness. The kingdom calls for transparency, speech that reflects a heart that values truth, not speech designed to manage appearances. So the third point is to call his followers into simplicity and trustworthiness. When Jesus says, "Let your yes be yes and your no be no," he is describing the kind of person the kingdom produces. A person whose words carry weight because their character carries weight. They don't need to swear by sacred things. People know they mean what they say. This kind of speech grows from a heart that fears God more than it fears people. And that kind of integrity builds trust in a community. So what stands out that gives weight to its context? Well, point 1 is the continued pattern of, "You have heard it said, but I tell you." This teaching follows the same structure as the others in "You have heard, but I tell you." But Jesus is again moving from a surface level understanding of the law to its deeper intention, to the heart. The law spoke about vows and oath-keeping. Jesus addresses the deeper issue, honesty itself. The kingdom does not merely regulate promises, it transforms the kind of people who make them. Point 2 is the reminder that everything already belongs to God. Notice how Jesus dismisses every oath people might swear. Heaven, God's throne; earth, his footstool; Jerusalem, his city. Even your own head is not fully under your control. Jesus is reminding the crowd that all of life exists under God's authority. There is no neutral thing left to swear by. Everything ultimately points back to him. That realization makes manipulative oath-taking even more serious. Point 3 is the warning about the source of dishonest speech. Jesus ends with a sobering line. Anything beyond this comes from the evil one. That is strong language. He is not saying every extra word is evil, but he is exposing the deeper spiritual reality behind deceptive speech. Lies, manipulation, and distortion of truth are not neutral behaviors. They reflect influence of a world that is opposed to God's character. They reflect words of malice and deceitful intent. The kingdom of heaven calls people out of that pattern and into truthfulness, speaking with integrity and honesty. So at first glance, this passage might seem small compared to others in the Sermon on the Mount, but it's about words. It's words that reveal something deeper. The way we speak shows who we are. Do people trust our words? Do we exaggerate to make ourselves look better? Do we promise things casually without intending to follow through? Jesus is inviting his followers into a life of integrity. A life where truth is normal. A life where words don't need decoration to be believed. And this reflects the character of God himself. God speaks and creation responds. God promises and those promises stand for generations. His word is faithful. When Jesus teaches his followers to speak with simple honesty, he is shaping them to reflect the nature of the king they follow. So in the kingdom of heaven, speech becomes different. Not louder, not more dramatic, just clearer. Yes means yes, no means no. And the people who speak these words are learning, little by little, to live with the kind of integrity that reflects the heart of God. So with that being said, go in peace, God bless you, and have a great day.